Welcome to the special shout-outs and rant edition of Everything Compliance, episode 108.
Gentlemen, now it's time for shout-outs and rants. So we'll keep the same order and start across the pond with Mr. Armstrong. What do you have for us on the holiday season, Jonathan?
Since it's the holiday season, I'll have a slightly longer story than usual in recognition of your splendid tree as well, Tom. In the late 90s, I was involved in an organization called First Tuesday, and I used to chair some of their meetings. And it was a little bit like Dragon's Den here, Shark Tank there, where people would come along and present their technology ideas for funding. And one time I can remember seeing a dear old couple on the front row and said to them, "Why are you here? Do you guys know what you're doing?" And they said, "We're not here, but our pension isn't much, and we're going to effectively gamble it on some tech opportunities that we see here today." And as pleasantly as I could, I sent them away and said, "Don't get your checkbooks out," because we had checkbooks in those days. "Enjoy the show, but promise me you won't spend any money today." And hopefully I saved them from some sort of financial bad consequences. Now, of course, tech scams aren't new. We've had tech scams since at least the 1800s when there were railroad scams, and we had some pretty impressive railroad scams on both sides of the Atlantic. But you certainly get the sense that they're more prevalent at the moment with blockchain and AI and cryptocurrency and NFTs. And my rule of thumb is that if anybody comes and pitches you with all four of those buzzwords, that's something to absolutely avoid. And obviously, many of these schemes are simple frauds. Some of them are Ponzi schemes. Some of them are pyramid selling schemes. Or if you're really talented, like Dr. Ruva Ignatieva with her OneCoin offering, you can run a Ponzi and a pyramid selling scheme at once. And it behoves, of course, all of those in the public space, I think, to stamp out these alternative get-rich-quick schemes that nearly always end in disaster. And that would extend to the leaders of our nations and also presidential candidates. But there is one, of course, who's not standing out about what look to be dubious crypto NFT type offerings. And that's former president who's launched his Trump cards, they should be called. He's missed the obvious name. They cost $99 new. The last time I looked this morning, you could actually already buy them secondhand if you so choose for $60. And is this the full might of the Trump organization backing these NFT cards? Sadly not. It's that well-known financial organization, NFT International LLC, that seems to be running this alternative form of currency or token that you can theoretically exchange for cash. Obviously, at the moment, you can exchange it for less cash than you bought it for, which doesn't seem a great financial investment. And where is NFT International LLC based? Wall Street, you might think. But no, it's based in the financial metropolis that is Cheyenne, Wyoming. And instead of operating from Cheyenne, Wyoming, where I guess rents are prohibitively high and talent's hard to reach, they currently seem to run out of a vape shop in Park City, Utah. So I'm not saying that this is a fraudulent operation in any way. It does look to be an unlawful lottery, or a lottery that would be unlawful in many parts of Europe, and it does look as if these tokens are for sale there. But what I'd say, just as I said to that elderly couple in the 90s, proceed with absolute caution. And unless you're confident that the people in Cheyenne, Wyoming, if they exist, and the people in the vape shop in Park City, Utah, aren't going to take you for a mug, then keep your hands in your pockets and don't write a check.
That is one very high bar to set. Matt Kelly, what do you have for us?
Well, I'll do my best. Because the first time ever, I think, I'm going to have to give a repeat rant. As I recall, I started the rant against Elon Musk, and now I find, as 20 2022 draws to a close and worse. So here we are back ranting erratic and impulsive, just really totally behavior. I am going to rant about how last night, the night of Thursday, December 18th, or December 15th, Elon permanently, apparently, a bunch of very credible news reporters from the New York Post, from CNN, several others, who basically had the temerity to report on Elon Musk. This happened one day after he permanently suspended a student down in Florida, a college Twitter account that tracked the location of Elon's private jet. And remember, 6 or 7 weeks ago, Elon said, I am a defender of free speech. That jet tracking account is fine. I don't like it, but I believe in free speech. Yeah, that was baloney. And not only did he can that account, he then also account of that student, his personal account, and began legal proceedings against this 20-year-old student who had the temerity to publish what is publicly available data. If you don't like people knowing where your private jet is flying, don't fly private. Go on commercial. But the FAA discloses this at all times. But Elon had apparently unilaterally to change the terms of service and the policies around Twitter that any posting of geolocation that is live, what does that mean? Who knows? It's not defined. But is it 2 days old? Is it 10 minutes old? Is it just right now? Data is now improper to post. So anybody who does that is going to get suspended. Now let's go back to the media types who got suspended. They actually were not posting geolocation data. They were commenting on stories about Elon suspending the kid who was posting the flight data. They got suspended. Elon then tried to have a Twitter space, which I guess is like a giant open conference call on things, but he had to try to host an open Twitter spaces on this. He got shouted down, so he shut it down and then shut down the Twitter spaces for a while. He posted a poll, should I keep these reporters or not, and running that no, you should let them on. So he took the poll down. This guy is fit for a straight. We have some actual corporate governance valid. This is a terrible way to amend corporate policy, is you arbitrarily catches the CEO's whim, using the power of Twitter in a punitive way. Think about the corporate culture message that sends to employees. And throughout all of this, let's not, he has a job as one of the most important companies in the West, which its stock price currently sucks. The stock price has fallen half this year. And does he not have some fiduciary duty to care about being CEO of that company and maybe thinking about the share price? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he doesn't. Where is the board at Tesla? Clearly, investors have steam coming out of their ears, but Elon has no idea what he's doing. Acting like some impulsive do either needs some sort of medication or should be put in the dementia ward. The man has sailed off the edge of sanity with Twitter. And this is in no way, shape, or form a good thing for our country or any of the other companies that he's currently letting go right down. And Happy New Year.
Karen, we went
hard
from
to
a
follow.
7-foot high jump to a 19-foot pole vault. What you got for us?
I'm going to keep in my pop culture kind of mode, but I have a shout out, but it's a somber one. And that is that this week we lost a guy named Stephen Twitchboss, who was a pop celebrity in the sense he got a start on a show called So You Think You Can Dance in 2008, which was like the answer to American Idol, but for dancers. He was spectacular talent that you have never seen, and that launched his career. That ended recently with him also being on Ellen, the side, whatever, the person who was DJing and hanging out on the Ellen show every day. But this week he took his own life at age 40 and leaves behind 3 kids. And he's someone who I think a lot of us that really hit hard because we don't know him obviously personally, but he was such a bright, happy personality in every media that we could find him in, that this, it's just, I think, stopped a few people in their tracks. Gosh, that's a really terrible story. So my shout out today is a somber one, and is one that is really a shout out to the collective, to humanity, to people who find winter hard, find the holidays hard. I think we should all give each other a little bit more grace, a little more pause, and some kindness, And to those who find this particular time of year one in which you struggle, just my shout outs just to you and to let you know that the world very much has need of you.
Jay Rosen.
Karen, I'm going to stay on the pop culture. And my shout out, my rave is to a guy named Mike Gabler. And you might say, who is Mike Gabler? He is Survivor season 43 winner. And after he was announced as the winner on Wednesday, he revealed that he's moving forward with the plan to donate $1 million in prize money to veterans. Gabler has been open about his plan to donate the money, but many were surprised when he went through and did it live on TV. Gabler later revealed that he's fortunate to come from a military family and was honored and forever grateful that he was able to give back to veterans like his father. We all have a chance of a lifetime out there and the adventure of a lifetime, he said. What we all learn from each other is priceless. Kudos to Mike Gabler. And Tom, I guess we go to you, or have you already done yours?
No, I am going to have a shout out, a little melancholy, but I'm going to go back to my college years and come all the way forward because I'm going to shout out to Christine McVie. Christine was one of the members of the supergroup Fleetwood Mac. She was the first of the 5-person classic lineup to pass away. During part of her time in Fleetwood Mac, she was married to bassist John McVie. And while most fans focused, at least most male fans, focused on Stevie Nicks as the lead singer of the group, for me, Christine was always the it. Her voice was husky and sultry. I thought it was a perfect counterpoint to Stevie Nicks. She was also the band's keyboardist and more importantly, a fantastic songwriter. According to her New York Times obituary, in the band's greatest hits anthology, which sold 8 million copies in 1988. She wrote over half of the 16 track. My personal top 5 Christine McVie playlist is Say You Love Me, You Make Lovin' Fun, The Chain, Over My Head, and Little Lies. I fell in love with Christine McVie when I was in college, and that love continued all the way through. Christine McVie, I know you're in a great band in the sky now, and I wanted to thank you for all the songs, all the memories, all the love, and most importantly, for being a part of Fleetwood. So with that, we conclude what has become our holiday edition. I wanted to wish everyone a very happy holidays. Jay Rosen, I hope you get some great Chinese food this year. And Jonathan Armstrong, I hope with your travel will not be travel travails, but will be good travels with everyone else. Thank you and happy holidays, everybody. We'll catch you in 2023.
Thanks, Tom. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox again. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Everything Compliance, Shoutouts and Rants. The full episode will post on Thursday, December 22nd, and we take a deep dive into the ABB FCPA enforcement action. Check it out and have a great holiday season.